Hi, Indian movies recapped here. It is not required, but try to like or dislike the video. The main character Seong is introduced as the drama story begins. His son's birthday had arrived. Seong's mother gives him money in exchange for taking his son out to dinner. Seong requires additional funds. He steals his mother's ATM card. Then he steals all the money from his mother. It wagers the money on horse riding and wins 4 million wons. Seong borrowed money from a business. That's why those people are drawn to him. They kidnap Seong and severely beat him. When Seong checks his pocket to return their money, he discovers he has none. It means the money he has won from horse riding. Then he remembers colliding with the girl as he ran away from them. That girl has undoubtedly ripped his pocket. Because Seong does not have any money, they have given him a 1-month sentence. In this time, he has to return their money. Then Seong arranges money and takes his son to dinner. After it, Seong reaches the station hurriedly. Unluckily, his train was missed. A man comes to Seong when he was waiting for the train while sitting. He was an unknown person. Seong doesn't know anything about him. The unknown person says to Seong, "I want to play a game with you." He says to Seong, "If you will win this game I will give you 1 lakh won." Hearing about the large sum of money, Seong agrees to participate in this game. After being beaten a lot, Seong wins the game. It means he gets 1 lakh won. The unknown person gives Seong a card while saying, "If you want to earn more money, contact the number." Returning home, Seong's mother says to Seong, "Your daughter is shifting with her stepfather to the US next year." It is revealed here that Seong divorced and his wife married. Seong never wants his daughter to move far from him. He wants a lot of money to get custody of his daughter. So he calls up the card number. Seong was brought in a car. There were other people. They all get fainted, and when they awake, they find themselves in a facility with 456 other people. They were there as players because they were wearing a uniform. The host of this facility was a man. He was the frontman there. He was keeping an eye on them. There was one common thing: the people who were brought has taken many debts. Seong meets player number 1. He was an old man. He has a brain tumor. That's the reason he was brought here. His life was also about to end. There is a fight between 2 players, in which the girl was named Sibayok, the boy was named Jang. Sibayok was the girl who has stolen Seong's money. She has ripped his pocket. Seong recognizes her after seeing her. He goes to her for asking her about his money. Meanwhile, some guards arrive while wearing the pink uniform. Their faces were covered. The guards tell those players, "You all have to play a total of 6 games here. The winner of this game will have a lot of money." Their signs were taken on a contract. The first rule of this contract is that no player can skip this game on his or her own. The second rule is that any player who refuses to play will be eliminated. What does the word eliminate mean to them? We'll find out later. The third rule was if the majority of players are unwilling to play the game, they may leave. After it, they were taken for playing the game. Seong meets his classmate Sang-woo, who knows him since childhood. Seong gets shocked seeing him because he has gone out of the country for business. There was a massive doll for the first game. This game's rule was so simple. It was, whenever doll will sing they have to move forward. As it will stop singing they have to stop. Don't have to move. If someone will move he will be eliminated. Everything appeared to be a joke at first. But when a boy moves he was finished after being shot. It was the meaning of eliminating. It means they will be finished. Seeing it, they all get panicked. They discover they are in danger. They are terrified and panicked, so they wonder. Now because of the game's rule, the one who was moving will be finished. The survivors somehow complete the game. The dead bodies were removed, leaving only 255 players out of a total of 456. All players were scared. Now none wants to play the game. As rule number 3 was if the majority wants they can skip the game. The frontman does the voting process before they were shown the prize money. The money, the winner will get. But if they will leave the game, this money will be given to the dead player's family. The prize money was a total of 45 billion wons. The voting is done in which the majority didn't want to play the game. That's why the game stopped there. They can rejoin the game in the future if they want. They all were taken to their houses. The next day, Seong tells the police everything while going to the police station. But they didn't believe in Seong. They think he is insane. Seong shows them the card, but surprisingly the number was wrong on it. Seong returns home but his mother wasn't there. Seong's classmate Sang-woo was seeing his mother secretly. Meanwhile, Seong arrives. Sang-woo tells Seong being upset, "I am under 6 billion debt." He tells I have put clients' money in the stock margin. Regrettably, all of the money was squandered. Seong receives a call from the hospital. The foot of Seong's mother was injured. Her wound grew larger as a result of her failure to treat her diabetes. The doctor tells Seong, "Your mother can be treated for this, we have to remove her foot." This operation demands a lot of money. It is obvious Seong has no money even. He has finished the insurance money of his mother. Seong goes to his wife for asking for money. His wife refuses to give him money. His wife tells her husband Seong has come for asking for the money. Her husband comes to give Seong money and says, "Stay away from my family." Seong starts beating him, then his daughter also arrives. After it, Seong's friend goes to his boss for asking for the money. His boss refuses to give money, so the fight starts between them. During the fight, his boss's hand becomes injured in a machine. And getting a chance, Seong's friend escapes while taking money. Returning home, Seong's friend says to his wife to take the first flight and leave. Se-byuk meets an agent, because she has to shift her mother from the north to the south area. Se-byuk is the girl who has stolen Seong's money. Se-byuk needs money to bring her mother here. Se-byuk has an elder brother whom she promised she will bring her mother. Later, an officer is shown his brother was missing. The officer goes to his brother's house. He discovers his brother hasn't come to his home for the last few days. While checking the house, the officer finds a card there. The officer has seen the same card with Seong in the police station. The officer approaches Seong and inquires about it, but Seong refuses to answer. When Seong returns home, he again finds that card. Seong decides that he will again join the game. That's why all the players were taken near a ship. The officer also arrives while chasing the cars. He finishes the guard and throws him in the water. The players were taken to a facility on an island. They have no idea about the next game and how will it be played. They make their teams. Se-byuk and her female friend go to the washroom at night. Escaping from guards, Se-byuk explores the facility. She notices the guards are cooking something in huge pots. Guards suspect and a guard comes to check the washrooms. Till then Se-byuk has returned. Se-byuk tells her female friend everything she sees. But Sang-woo hears them. He asks Se-byuk about it. She tells him they were cooking something in huge pots. Then all the players were taken to the playground. There were 4 shapes in front of them and they have to choose a shape. Sang-woo comes to know about the game and what they have to do. Sang-woo tells Seong they all have to choose different shapes. After it, they were given a small pot, shapes were made in it. Their game is to take out the shape somehow, without any damage, but if the shape will be D-shaped they will be eliminated. It means they will be finished. Sang-woo easily takes out the shape. Seong's condition gets worse, being panicked. But then he somehow wins this game. They were taken back to the rooms. 187 players were returned and now 108 were left from them. After it, they were taken to have food. Because of food, Jang fights with a boy. Jang beats the boy, he finishes the boy at the spot. There is a doctor shown among the players. It sells the organs of the dead people to the Chinese with the help of the guards. That's why whenever dead bodies were taken they disappear them. This all was happening according to a plan. This was happening secretly from the frontmen. This is the reason they make their own man sit in the control room. He used to delete all the video footage of them. The guards already aware the doctor about the game, so that he will survive. A guard informs the doctor that we have given the players less food today, so they will fight together. Because of this, all the weak players will be out of the game. With it, the guard tells the doctor about their next game. Now the lights were about to off after 30 minutes. Sang-woo knows that Sung's team will do something stupid. He calls the team and asks them to stay relaxed. The doctor player adds up in Jang's team. Here, the doctor tells Jing about the next game. After it, the lights turn off and Jang beats everyone with his team. After finishing the girl, Jang goes to finish Si Bayok. But Sung saves her. The guards arrived and forbade them. There were now only 80 people left. Later, they were taken for the third game. They were asked to make a team consisting of 10 players. They do the same and make their team. Jang is aware of the upcoming game. He didn't include Si female Bayok's friend in his team. He makes his team only consisting of males. Sang-woo also makes his team because they need a player. So Si female Bayok's friend adds them in. This game was actually tug of war. It means they have to follow the team in front of them. The game starts. Jang's team easily wins this game. Now it was the run of Sang-woo's team. Player number 1, the old man says, I have played many tug of wars in my life. That's why he guides them on how to win this game. They have won the game somehow. The lights are then shown to be turned off after 30 minutes. On it, Sang-woo asks them to be ready. They decide they will guard one by one. Jang's team was having wise players, so Jang was afraid that his team will cut him off. Now the doctor and guards were taken out the organs of dead bodies. Guard number 28 and 29 will go to deliver these organs. They talk about the dead body having one kidney and call him a zombie. Guard number 29 was none other than the officer who has to deliver the organs. He arrives dressed as a guard and suspects they are discussing my brother, because he also has one kidney. Then numbers 28 and 29 move to deliver the organs. On the way, the officer notices the bomb in the tunnel. The number 28 tells him, when we will go out, this place will be blasted. The officer tries to take more information from number 28. Number 28 suspects him. He asks the officer to show his face. While showing his face, the officer points the gun at the number 29. The officer asks him about the man with the one kidney. Who is the person who you call zombie? Number 28 says, she was a girl. And says he can take all of the information while going to the leader's room. There is data of everyone. The officer finishes the number 28 after knowing this. On another hand, the doctor asks the guard about the next game. But this time, the guards also don't know about the next game. The doctor becomes furious. He fights while holding a guard, and the doctor escapes after finishing the guard. A guard also chases him and reaches a playground. The guard was about to end the doctor while trapping him. The leader arrives and ends him later. He also ends the doctor. On the way, he also finds the dead body of number 28. He knows there is someone in the facility. The officer reaches the leader's room. While checking, he arrives at a room there was everyone's record. The officer checks and finds the record of the winners. There was his brother's name. It means he was the winner. The players were taken for the fourth game. They were asked to choose their partner. The players do the same and choose their partners. Si Bayok's female friend also tries to search for her partner. None was ready to be her partner. Following that, each player was given 10 marbles. The game is the player has to take all marbles from his partner without forcing him. The other person having no marbles will end. Sang-woo and Sung's friend play the even and odd game. They have to guess the number of marbles in the front person's hand. Sung's friend wins all the marbles of Sang-woo. As a result, Sang-woo has only one marble left in the final round. Sang-woo knows now his life will be ended. He traps Sung's friend and makes him believe that if anyone will lose in us, their match will be again held. Sang-woo, while doing cheating, changes the marbles of Sung's friend. Taking the marbles, Sang-woo gives them to the guard. He leaves from there. Sung's friend checks the marbles, but there were stones. The condition of player number 1 was worse. That's why he was running here and there. Sung makes him ready to play, and they also play the even and odd game. The old man wins all the marbles of Sung. But in the last round, the old man forgets that what has he chosen? Sung takes his marbles while trapping him. But the old man was astute. He kept the marble. He again wonders. Seong again requests him to play another game with him. The old man says, "I know you have taken all marbles from me while cheating." He says, "I knew everything but I was acting like being a fool." Hearing it, Seong took pity on him and gives him all the marbles. Seong and her female friend were also playing games. Their game is, the one who will throw marbles near the wall will win. At first, Seong throws her marbles. When it was Seong's friend's turn, she throws all her marbles. Seeing it, Seong asks her friend to throw it again. Her friend says, "No Seong, I am alone, there is none behind me. But if something bad happens to you, it won't be good. There is your elder brother waiting for you." Seong's friend was finished. Their dead bodies were taken from there. They returned to the rooms. Jang notices Seong's friend is still alive. She was sitting calmly. Here it is shown Seong's friend was also Jang's friend. There was a reason why they clashed. Jang's friend bullies him. Later, the frontman finds the ID card of the officer near dead body. Then frontman comes to know his VIPs have arrived. The frontman moves to receive them. All VIPs were taken to the rooms. And frontman later tells about the VIP's arrival to another man. He was the main man, we will know later about him. The next day, they all were brought for the fifth game. There were the digits from 1 to 16. The players will take their numbers, which means there will be their turn according to their number. In the first and the last number left. It means 1 and 16. Seong gets confused at which number he has to choose. If he chooses the first option, he will be stuck because he is unfamiliar with the game. If he chooses the last number, it is possible that he will not have his turn. Due to the shortage of time, meanwhile, a man arrives and says to Seong, "I want first number. Because I've never been on the first number in my life." They were taken to a gaming room. The rule of the game is they have to cross the bridge in the given time. There were 2 glasses in between the bridge. One was ordinary glass but another was tempered glass. The ordinary glass will be break when they step on it. They will fall down. The game then begins, and they are eliminated one by one. Jang was in front of all and wasn't moving forward. They have only one way, to move forward or to die here. Jang's friend comes in front who was bullying him. She says, "I told you when you deceived me that I will finish you." She holds Jang and jumps to it. They both were finished. There was a man who worked in a glass company. He knew which one is tempered glass. Frontman turns off the lights when he knows about it, so they will not recognize the glass. They don't have time for the last step, so Sang-woo pushes the man. Sang-woo, Seong, and Seong have crossed the bridge. But due to the broken glass, they were injured. Seong was hurt as well. On the other hand, the officer has taken a servant's place after finishing him. A VIP suspects the officer. He asks him to remove the mask. "Okay," says the officer, "but I'll remove my mask before going inside." Then the officer moves inside with the VIP. Moving inside, the officer makes the VIP faint and the frontman knows it. The frontman chases him and sees the officer. The officer escapes and reaches an island. The frontman also arrives while chasing him. The officer tries to call his seniors, but the call disconnects. The officer sends him all the proofs but there was no network. The frontman captures the officer and asks him to go with him. But the officer fires a bullet at the frontman. When the frontman takes off his mask, the officer realizes it's none other than this brother. Officer's brother means the frontman shoots him. He falls into the water. Seong was injured due to the glass. She was bleeding. Then the survivors were taken to the dinner. A knife was also placed near them. It means that at night, anyone among them will kill someone. Seong notices that Seong's condition is worse. He says to Seong, "Don't worry, we are together and will defeat Sang-woo. Then we will leave and will divide the money." Seong tells him, "I have an elder brother, I have left him in an orphanage. If one of us goes out, he or she must care for both families." Seong's condition was worse, she needs a doctor. Seong goes for asking for help but when he returns Sang-woo has finished Seong. The next day, they were taken for the last game. The rule of the game was simple: die to be dead. This game was named Squid Game. The game starts and there is a huge fight between them. In the last, Sang-woo's condition gets worse. Sung says, "I want to stop this game." Sung asks Sang-woo to come with him. Sang-woo finishes himself and due to it, Sung wins the game. The frontman says to Sung, "You have played well but I wasn't expecting this." Then Sung was dropped at his house. He has an ATM card. When he checks it, he sees all of his money has been transferred. Sung moves into his house, but his mother dies before he arrives. The scene is then shown a year later. Sung's condition was worse and used to take drugs. He didn't use the money yet. A lady who was selling flowers comes to Sung and gives him the same card. An address was mentioned on it. Sung moves to the address. There he discovers it all has been done by the old man, player number 1. He's still alive, and the old man tells Sung that he's tired of his life. "I have made those games with my clients, so I will enjoy while seeing the people dying. But we didn't force anyone for doing this. I took part in the game because playing is more enjoyable than watching." He says, "The money you have is mine." Saying this, the old man dies. After it, Sung goes to the elder brother of Sibayok. He drops him at Sang-woo's mother and asks her to take care of this kid. He also gives her a bag full of money. Sung moves to the station and the same unknown person, whom he met at the start of the movie, meets him. Sung pursues him, but he manages to flee. Then Sung calls out the card number. He asks, "Who are you and why you are doing this to people? Why are you tampering with other people's lives?" But the response was, "Sung, get on the plane if you want to live." This is the end. Thank you for watching.